What's up, guys? Dr. Ryan here. This is your 5 Minutes of Fire. Today is about how knowledge is not power. Let me say that again. Knowledge is not power. That's a misnomer. Knowledge is only power when you put it into action. Knowledge is potential power, but you have to activate that potential by taking action. And we know people like this all around us in our lives, people that are super smart and that they don't accomplish anything in their lives or anything significant. And I know I'm guilty of this too. I'm a seminar junkie. I'm a book junkie, podcast, YouTube videos, whatever it is. I love to learn, but I feel like sometimes we can deceive ourselves and trick ourselves into thinking that learning is productive, but learning is only productive if you produce something from what you learned. And so I've got volumes literally of notebooks, journals that I've taken to seminars and coaching sessions and, school and different experiences in my life. I've got volumes in my basement, and every now and again, I'll go into my basement and I'll just look at them and I'm like, holy smokes. Like if I never read another book in my entire life and I just went back and revisited all the things that I've already learned and I just implemented 10% of it, 20, 30% of it, I would be massively successful. And so one of the things that I've been working on personally lately is not necessarily learning less, because I think we should all be lifelong learners. I think there's extreme value in learning, and not just in the material that you learn, but in the process of learning. Being a learner is a state of mind. It's a state of being. It's not just a one-time experience. And so being a lifelong learner is very valuable because it keeps you humble, it keeps you open-minded, it allows you to stay creative and innovate. But at the same time, I know me personally, I think I rob my opportunity, or I take time away from the opportunities that I have to create and produce my own unique, canvas of life, in exchange for just learning more and more and more and more and more. You can only put so much into your brain before you need to start getting it out. And so, again, the temptation is to spend our time learning and take away from the time that we should be spending just taking action. So my challenge for you today is, I think you have more potential than you think you do. I think that you're smarter than you think you are. I think you have more discipline and more willpower than you think you do. It's just that you think that, for example, in order for you to lose weight or have optimal health, you need to read another book, or you need to get a coach, or you need to see a nutritionist. And those are great things. I've done those things personally. I still do those things on a regular basis. However, the value in that coaching is not necessarily teaching me new things. It's just holding me accountable to the things that I already knew. And every time that I go to a seminar, or I hire a coach, or I get on a coaching call, or I talk to a friend who, is really killing it in the world, and I want to, glean from what they know, oftentimes I'm frustrated and reassured at the same time. I'm reassured because I find out that there's no special magic. There's no secret to success in life. It's just putting it into action. And then that's what makes me frustrated, because I come away from those experiences oftentimes thinking that, man, I already knew that. Why did I pay for that? Or why did I spend that time, doing that, or talking to that person, or getting that coaching, or buying that program, or reading that book? And it's just, the value is holding me accountable to the things that I already knew. And so hopefully I can do that for you this morning. And it's just to activate the potential that you already have. You don't need to learn more stuff, although you should eventually and continue to be a lifelong learner. But for today, you don't need to learn more stuff. You just need to do more with what you already know. You need to activate that potential that's already inside you. You don't need a customized state-of-the-art fitness program. You just need to go to the gym and sweat and lift some weights. You don't need a high-paid, top of the line nutritionist to make you a customized macronutrient, nutrition plan or eating plan. You just need to eat more vegetables and get rid of the junk food. Drink less soda, drink more water, just the basics. If you just did a little bit of what you already know, you'd see massive results in your life. And I'm talking to myself today too. So put the book down, turn off the podcast, and just go take more action and activate that potential that's already inside of you. And it's action that creates success. It's not knowledge that's power. It's activating that knowledge, putting it into action, and that potential becomes production and power in your life. So I hope that encourages you today. Go crush it.